Hi, we're Greatest Hits Live, and you're watching EntertainmentWindsor.ca.
And I'm Sean Ireland, and welcome to EntertainmentWindsor.ca, EWTV.
EWTV will be going from village to village for the Carrousel of Nations.
Coming up on this webisode,
we have profiles on Paddy Handysides.
Theatre Windsor presents Run for Your Wife,
Red Bull Air Race highlights,
Border City Wrestling,
and Greatest Hits Live at the Capitol Theatre.
This is actually the one of the floodest part of the Croatia, as a land-wise.
Interesting. Can you tell us a little bit about some of these costumes that are here?
Yes, this is a costume from a place called Lika.
Okay.
This costume is over 120 years old. As you see it, people taking care of them, and we are proud, to represent them, to expose them out. They are all handmade, and be honest with you, really, really expensive, but we are proud to have them. And I think that looks beautiful. A little bit further here, where we're gonna have a sausage, especially in Croatia. In all parts of Croatia, sausage is popular, special homemade. And then we're gonna have it here, they call it a cabbage roll. And that's just yummy, everybody buying so much. I hope we don't run out very soon, but we won't. This is here, our dear ladies, with all the sweets. And it's all actually Croatian tradition.
Okay.
This is called the strudel.
Okay.
This is all kind of sweetness they call pecivo. This is all the dry cookies.
Okay.
And this is my dear ladies, as you see, in a beautiful costume, and who's serving us today.
EWTV is here at the Hungarian Center as part of the Carrousel of Nations. Veronica, I hear that you recently had a chance to speak to Paddy Handysides.
Yes, I did. Actually, we know Paddy Handysides as the AM 800 reporter. She does the municipal reporting. However, she also has another passion, and that we'll find out in this feature coming up.
I wonder what that could be.
Oh, you'll have to wait. Well, you may think I'm on a plum assignment. I'm beautiful sunshine, lovely water behind me, but actually I am here with Paddy Handysides. You may know her from AM 800, but now she has another life, a secret life. What are you, Paddy, now?
I'm a pyrotechnician.
Tell us about that. How did you go from reporting into this pyro life of yours?
I've always loved fireworks. My dad took me and my sister down when we were kids down to see the fireworks on the Detroit River every year down the Freedom Fest, and I've just always loved fireworks, and I'd go to any show, any festival, anything there was, and suddenly one year, many years ago, I met up with the owner of a small fireworks company who was looking for some help and asked if I'd like to come work for him, and I went to school, I apprenticed, and that's what I do now. A big part of designing fireworks is just knowing what everything does, knowing not only what it looks like when it explodes, knowing how long it burns for, how long it takes to get in the air, all that put together, then you start thinking about what colors go together, what effects you'd like. It's actually a real personal thing, and I never really thought I was artistic before, but the more I got into fireworks and I realized this kind of is my artistic side coming out. I think of sprays of color that come up and what colors can burst above that and how high I can make things climb all bursting at the same time. So that's what design's all about, is trying to find new ways to make fireworks do different things.
So what are these little casings here then?
Okay, well these are called racks with mortars. And what's needed about the mortars is the shells go in, they go to the bottom of it. The shells are the same size as the mortars, they barely fit in, and when it lights, I'll show you here, this is a 5-inch shell. What's going to happen is when this lights, the end is just a wick. When it lights, it goes, this wick in here, this black match travels very, very fast. It lights instantly. And it goes down, and it goes down to the bottom, and it's going to light the bottom here. The lift powder's in the bottom. It's going to take the shell up, to the distance it's meant to go, it's destined to go, this shell will be going about 500 feet up. It will go up, it will explode. There's another wick inside that will be timed to a certain point. It gets up there, explodes, and that's when you see this is a red to crackling peony. It's going to be a beautiful red peony that crackles as it bursts open, and will have a huge hundreds of feet spread in the air too, just from this little shell. So it goes into the mortar, it goes all the way to the bottom, so that when it lights, that's how it gets that height. It needs to have all that pressure build up inside to get it up and explode up in the air. Everything on this barge will be lit digitally and electronically, and nothing will be hand fired. So if you see on the far end of the barge, there's a little shack there. Yeah. Because I think a lot of people too in the big show down between Windsor and Detroit in the summer don't know that there are people on those barges. People have to be on the barge. Usually 2 people are on the barge. One's firing, one's spotting. We wear life jackets, and the Coast Guard's out to watch for us. And we fire from in that little shack just to protect yourself a little bit from a lot of the falling debris. There's a lot of debris that comes down from this, especially if there's no wind.
Wondered that.
There's a lot of debris comes back down on us, and some of it's burning when it falls, so you're really careful. We all wear firefighters' coats and helmets and safety glasses. They are absolutely, the safety glasses and helmets are absolutely mandatory because the debris field it can hurt. Mm-hmm. You know, but as long as you're protected, no one's ever had any problems or injuries because we've always made sure that we're completely protected.
So now, are there many women in this field?
No, there's not. Not in proportion to how many men. It's kind of growing now. Actually, in the company that I work for, my niece is now an apprenticing pyro. I learned from a woman, and so she was one of the kind of first in the field in Canada for a long time, and when there was very few. So it's growing a little bit, but it's still not really a lot of women want to get into this. I think they're afraid, they don't know what it's about.
So your first time you designed it and it went off, how did it feel for you?
Oh, incredible, especially just like one specific thing that I designed, to hear the crowd go in the middle of the show go, ooh, it was like, are you kidding me? I just made like thousands of people happy with that little thing. And really coming from a background in news where it's a lot of sad and terrible, tragic and bad news, and a lot of people get kind of upset with some of the news you bring them, this is such a whole nother thing to go out and have people be happy with what you do. It's a great feeling. It really counterbalances what else I do in my life.
Wow, that's a really interesting story, Veronica.
I was surprised about Patty's new passion in her life as a pyrotechnician. And did you know that Patty is one of the very few women actually in this field?
Wow, that's something I would have never figured.
Indeed. So now you can catch Patty. It's heavy fireworks season, and if you look up, you'll know it's one of her designs.
I am here with Alice from the Hungarian Cultural Center, and we're here at the Carrousel of Nations. And could you please explain these displays to us?
We have a small display to show the people about the Hungarian culture, especially the handmade wood carving, china, special drinks.
And what do we have here?
The Hungarian pastry are very special. There are different, they are homemade, poppy seed and walnut rolls or apple.